Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Oh, look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure? It's cultist coffee. What makes it cultist coffee? I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it. Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Good morning, everyone. So good to see you. Welcome to the office. Welcome to the morning grind. It is a pleasure to have you here this morning. I'm still a little bit discombobulated because I'm changing up a bunch of different things and working on trying to fix, or how do I want to say it? Changing up a few things to work on some of the projects we were talking about the other day and their status and things like that. So I'm still a little bit discombobulated this morning. But this morning, I thought that we would take a look at this. I said we were doing unboxing yesterday, and I think that's a good idea. I've had this game over here for a long time, and I played this game before, and I enjoyed it when I played it, which is why I got it. But my particular game, because I played it, a friend had it, I went ahead and bought it, and it's Rising Sun. And so this has been over here, but it's actually been in its shrink wrap over here in the office for a while. So I thought this is a good time to unbox it and see what's inside it. Because it's been a while since I have played Rising Sun. So I remember it, but only kind of vaguely. I'd have to reread all the rules and such. This is an Eric Lang game. Has anyone played this one? Has anyone played Rising Sun? Let's see. Let's see who all is here. Oh, Kronos Chiron just became a member. Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to have you as a member, Kronos. Thank you to all of the channel members here, because the channel members are the ones who keep all of this running. Looking for ways to make what we're doing here on the channel, the Morning Grind, the channel in general, sustainable. And it's the channel members that really do that. So thank you. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Stray. Good morning, James. Oh, James says, I actually almost backed this one. I hope it's as awesome as it seems. Good morning, Zabel. All right, and Zero the Blade. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Let's go ahead and breathe and sip. Let's breathe and sip. Everybody got your favorite beverage this morning? Let's all right, let's two deep breaths. I told you I was discombobulated this morning. 2 deep breaths, 2 deep inhales, complete exhales, then take a sip of your favorite beverage. All together, do it with me now. Here we go. And sip. Ah, that's great. That's great. Also, do have a bit of news here. That yesterday, I need to move. I've got some of the last of the Raven Keep stock and some of the last of some items in a warehouse, and I really need to get rid of the last few boxes of them because the warehouse is shuffling things around, and they were asking me about it, and I was like, well, okay. So I really need to move some of the items in the warehouse. Raven Keep online store right here. So what I did yesterday is I put a bunch of items at 50% off. So if you go over to the Raven Keep store, and remember, I do ship orders of $99 or more on free. So if you want to come over here, check out the Raven Keep online store. I've got the mugs. I put the mugs at 50% off. Oh, so I didn't have, where's my, I should have been drinking out of my Cultist coffee mug today. But the Cultist coffee mug and Witch's Brew, you can see their logos right here. They're perfect for the morning grind coffee. I don't drink as much coffee itself during the summer because it's so hot here. But we've got the Cultist coffee and Witch's Brew mugs, which obviously their logos are based off of, or spoofs of the Starbucks logos. I think they're really fun. So we've got the Witch's Brew mugs, the Cultist coffee mugs, the Fish Do Not Drink tea mugs. The Witch's Brew coffee itself just sold out yesterday. So the Witch's Brew coffee just went. There is a little bit more Cultist coffee itself. So these are the actual coffee bags right here. And then I think there are like 4 War of Kings left. I think, yeah, 4 remaining. There are only 4 War of Kings boxes. So the 2 board games as well. 4 remaining of Enchantress as well. So that's all there will ever be of those. So if you want to get War of Kings or Enchantress, now is the perfect time to do that. Those are the 2 board games that I created, and those are the last boxes of those that there are. So they are on the website right now. But if you would like them, now is the perfect time to get them, and it'll also be helping me out so that I can kind of close out with the warehouse that I'm currently using and has these materials in. That would be a big help. No, I saw Mike. So Mike, I think Mike is the one who got the last of the Witch's Brew. So I posted a link to this to all the channel members yesterday. Let the channel members know that if they wanted something that now would be the time. So now I'm going public with it. But the channel members knew last night, so Mike got in. And then also the battle packs. Those are stand up terrain pieces for your board. They went with Terra tiles, but they can go with any type of board. It's got ruins in it, sci-fi, defenses, all kinds of things, trees. to enhance your tabletop board. And then, of course, the dice trays are also half off. So dice trays, these are all the handmade dice trays. The Star Spawn dice tray is really nice. I mean, they're all really nice, but I like the look of the Star Spawn. Got the monster here. So if you would like a dice tray, those were handmade in the workshop. I made those with Megan, my co-host for season 1 of Dinner and a Board Game. So if you would like them, right there at ravenkeep.net. And also, they're also 10 millimeter miniatures. Oh, some of those are selling out too. The dismounted Imperial Knights have sold out. So if you are interested, please come over to Ravenkeep and check out, and we will get those items to you. All right. Good morning, TSL Frontman. Yeah, Sable is a fan of the dice trays. I love the dice trays too. I mean, obviously, I made them. And we use them whenever we're playing games. I use them when I'm playing Dinner and a Board Game here with Hero Quest. I have one of the dice trays. I think last time I was using a Mark I prototype. So, but the Mark IIs are what's up on the channel. Thank you, Cronus. All right. Let's see here. Let me pull up the other. This is a large box. I think I might need to put it here. Raise the secondary camera up a little bit. There we go. I mean, that's better. Let you see it a little bit better. All right, let me move my microphone. Wires all over the place. All right, so this is Rising Sun. This is a CMON game, and it was designed by Eric Lang. We need a name for the kind of game this is. You may notice it's not Dark Souls. Blood Rage, right? Blood Rage was one of his. This game, what is the name of the type of game that Blood Rage is? Because I don't have Blood Rage, but I played it. Another friend of mine, one of his favorite games, and he did a complete like 3D paint and all kinds of neat stuff for Blood Rage because he liked it so much, and it was fun to play. This game is the same kind of style game that is. Eric has made a number of games that are in that style, but I don't know that we have a name for that style. Maybe we do, but there's a draft with the cards, and then several different rounds where you draft cards and then play with different rules. What is the name of that? I don't know. No, it's not worker placement. I know what a worker placement game is. This isn't worker placement. You just see say strategy board game. Well, it is a strategy board game, but it's not a strategy board game like Battle Lore is, or Hero Quest is. We'll see. Okay, so what's inside here? It says the Rising Sun. Cherry blossoms fall, strength and honor shape the land. The sun is rising. So, of course, being a CMON game, we've got tons of miniatures. In here, it says, set in legendary feudal Japan, Rising Sun places players in control of the great clans gathered by the mighty kami to reshape the lands and return them to their honorable spiritual traditions. Each clan will use their unique abilities to spread their forces across the provinces, build their strongholds, harvest the land to reap its rewards, and wage war against each other. As the seasons change from spring to summer to autumn, players may upgrade their clans with strategic enhancements, bountiful virtues, and even powerful monsters out of legend to aid their cause. Oh, yeah. These miniatures up here, these big ones, are types of monsters that you can bring on Let's see. The clans would be wise to give worship to the gods, as each kami may grant them powerful abilities. However, diplomacy can be an even more powerful tool, as the clans forge alliances for mutual benefit and negotiate their way toward victory. In this political arena, honor is more valuable than gold, although betrayal can turn the tides of war. Battles are won, not just by sheer force, but by strategy and cunning. Choose your path wisely and your allies carefully. When the winter snow covers the land, will you be the one chosen to rule over the land of the rising sun? So this says it's got 58 highly detailed plastic miniatures, 40 colored bases, 65 plastic coins, 10 plastic clan markers, 66 cards, 1 game board, 99 tokens, 5 clan screens, 1 rule book for 3 to 5 players. All right, well, let's open it up. Oh, where'd my knife go? Well, what about scissors? Where'd my scissors go? I'm back to chaos sitting here at my desk. Well, in the absence of that, how about we just tear this? All right, there we go. It's a thick box. That's why I had to elevate the camera. It's a tall box, and it's pretty thick. Good morning, Brett. The Chaos Gods have claimed my office. They've claimed my office for a long time. Really, ever since I started live streaming here in the office and letting basically all of life be here in the office, the Chaos Gods got my office. Okay, so got the rule book here. Put that over there for the moment. We'll take a look at the stuff. All right, so take down. We got whatever those markers are. We got cards here. Oh, lots of tape. Oh, look, here's scissors. Well, I know it's a strategy game. James says, yeah, Chronos Chiron is correct. Board Game Geek labels as a strategy game. Well, I know. I mean, I would call it a strategy game too, except for that doesn't tell me what kind of style it is, because I would say that Hero Quest is a strategy game, but that's a one player or one party against a game master. I would say that Warhammer is also a strategy game. I would call War of the Ring a strategy game. I would call Armada a strategy game. I'd call Lord of the Rings, the Journeys in Middle-earth a strategy game. I'd call Joan of Arc down here. If we looked at Joan of Arc, I mean, that's strategy game's very broad, though. Viking style. Oh, Cronus says Viking style. This is a Viking style game. Okay. All right. Well, maybe people are calling this particular style of game a Viking style game. Because I know it seems like Eric Lang has used the particular game mechanics in here. Because I hadn't ever played a game like that when I played Blood Rage. I mean, I didn't really understand what I was doing when I first played Blood Rage, because it had mechanics in it that I had never seen before. So I was trying to figure that out. But then the same kind of mechanics, as I recall, are used here in Rising Sun. So if you like Blood Rage and you like the way Blood Rage plays, you'll probably like this one as well. Because it's not like, when you're playing Blood Rage, it's not like, I was expecting to sit down and play a more traditional kind of war game, strategy game, war game. So, with your army units having a certain amount of movement and certain amount of, attack points and whatever as you move them around to try to, fight a war. But it's different from that. Last Phoenix says, haven't seen Blood Rage. Is this one like Scythe? I've never played Scythe. So I don't really know how Scythe plays. TSL Frontman says, strategy in a board game is so vague. Kind of means requires at least some thought to win. You're right, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking for not, strategy you can put in a different category, but there's some type of, well, like, for instance, worker placement. Worker placement can also be strategy games. But worker placement, what if you say we're going to sit down and play a worker placement game? People know what worker placement means. Wave games. Certain games. Small World. Small World is a wave game. So if you're talking about wave games, I know what wave games mean. If you're talking about an RPG, like you're playing Hero Quest, I know what that means. So I guess Viking is the subgenre. Okay. Well, see, Viking sounds like a theme to me too, but it maybe that particular style of game came from, maybe the type of mechanics here was first used in some kind of Viking game or something, so it stuck. But anyway, so look at these. We got these. This guy with a smaller, maybe it's a child sitting on a chair on top of his head, or on his shoulders, sitting on top of his shoulders. I got 3 of these. I think these must be our monsters. They're pretty cool. These kind of characters with spiked club. I'm very detailed miniatures. I guess you'd expect that from Simon, but they really put in a lot of detail for the feudal Japanese theme in these. Some kind of tokens here. Plastic. The main cards. Deck builder. Yeah, the last Phoenix says, well, it seems we can rule out deck builder too. Yeah, but deck builder is another kind of game. So if you play, that's another kind of style. So if you say this is a deck builder game, you're playing something like Dominion. So cards here. So I vaguely remember. So on the back here, when I said you were going through different phases, so I vaguely remember that, okay, you've got different cards that allow you to do different things. We've got summer, we got autumn, summer, and spring here. And so the cards that you've got in your hand are going to allow you to order your characters, your whatever's on the table. But as I recall, like I said, kind of vaguely here, it's not like, oh, if it's on the table, then it can move, like you would say in a traditional war game or something like that. The cards that you choose are going to be the ones that you play and are going to allow you to manipulate something on the map. And as I recall, these are drafted. There may only be 3 phases to the game. You may only go 3 times around the table. That is kind of similar to Blood Rage as well, because I remember thinking that, oh, you only get 3 turns in Blood Rage. Well, it's like 3 phases, as I recall. And the phases take a little while, but then it's over. You know, you only go 3 rounds. So it may be something similar here. The Sable Phoenix says the miniatures look fantastic. They do look fantastic. That is a draw of this game, especially since I don't see a lot of games in like feudal Japan, Japanese style, and especially a fantasy kind of feudal Japanese game. Oh yeah, Zero the Blade would be the one who would be perfect for this. So is this a reprint of an old game? Where did you play it before? I played it with David. I think David had it. I think David originally backed it on Kickstarter. And so he had it. And then I bought this after I played with him because I thought it was cool. But then I had never been able to play after that. How many players is it again? It said 3 to 5, didn't it? It said, wasn't that what it said? Where did the box top go? And you so you can't play it 2-player. I think that's the same way with Blood Rage, that you need at least 3 players for this. Well, it doesn't say over here. It must stay on the bottom of that box. But I think it said 3 to 5. Good morning, Nathaniel. So that, yeah, I think 3 to 5. Less than an hour side if I want to back X-Crawl Classics on Kickstarter. Oh, Dungeon Master's pushing you to it. Yeah, Simon knows how to bring in the people for the miniatures. Good morning. Well, I don't know if I would call it a party game. It requires more thinking than what I would call a party game. Look at these. So, yeah, Zero the Blade's the one who knows most about like this kind of mythology and such. But look at these like hawk type characters. Winged characters. I mean, these would be neat to paint because they're just so different from anything else. But those are, it probably tells you someplace in here exactly what they are. But we've got the hawk, different kinds of characters. And it's probably the case. Like we may be looking at different factions here. I bet we are. Blood Rage is also asymmetrical, and I believe this is asymmetrical as well. So these may be our different factions here. I don't have a running out of space here. So could be, was it 3 to 4 players or whatever this is? So I think that all of the factions are asymmetrical. So that's probably what we're looking at here. The bird people. We've got, this looks like largely some pretty neat women sculptures here. It looks like giants here or something like that. These kind of look like more ninja type people up here. Light's reflecting on them really well, so it could, I think it's that each faction also has its own powers. I believe that I've forgotten about that about Blood Rage. So it's asymmetrical between players. No, it's definitely fantasy. Yes, they look like Kenku. Yes. Birdmen, Tengu. Okay, so that's what they are. They're Tengu. Is that what they're called? Oh, it says that they're supposed to be crow people. Oh, they could be crows. If they're what you think they are. What aspect of the product pushes you to want to back it on Kickstarter? The minis are what does it for me. I've backed things for miniatures on Kickstarter. Well, like when the He-Man game came out, the fact that the He-Man game had all the miniatures of all the He-Man characters as they were in the cartoons was a big draw. Kickstarter games, so that does happen. But the theme and the actual what the game is also important to me. I'll set those over here. Here. Oh no, here are the monsters. All right. There. I thought those other things that we looked at first were the monsters. But here we got some gigantic miniatures here. For all kinds of, crazy looking monsters. This is a big miniature right here. This guy's like got bodies hanging from his staff. Or actually some kind of like scythe or something, some kind of primitive scythe. And he's got gutted bodies. And the head's hanging over here. Oh, this guy came off his base. Another kind of giant right here. Well, they're all giants, I guess. You can say like the gods were going to come and help you. As I remember something about, look at this dragon right here around this really crazy orb. This kind of reminds me, I don't think, have I ever played Cthulhu Wars? I don't know if I've ever played Cthulhu Wars, but I've seen it played. You've got the basic miniatures, and then you've got these large miniatures off to the side. You can see how they compare in size. So like here's some of the player miniatures. So these are giant monsters. So Tengu is a broad name for a variety of bird-like, I will pronounce all this wrong, Yokaya Akama in Japanese myth. Are they Oni? I don't know. I'm completely not familiar with Japanese mythology. Could be. I can't tell if the ogre guys are Oni or the guys with Cebu Tetsubo clubs are Oni. The game will probably tell us. This guy is also pretty cool. This thin guy right here. With this glaive-like thing. And this guardian, this guy is pretty cool too. So let me set that over here. Big bases. See, I think the way this goes, see, we have 4 different players over here. It may just be 4 players, maybe 3 to 4 players. Is that what it said over here? Because I just see 4. No, it says 3 to 5. It is 3 to 5. But we've got color rims that match the colors of our players over there. So I think that what happens, like these guys are not on anybody's team because they're just gray. But if you bring them onto your team, then you put the rim of your color on there. And then we've got plastic coins. I think the Kickstarter came with, as an upgrade or something, the metal coins or something like that. So I think I remember having some upgrades, but I was like, when I was playing with David, but I just got the main box. Is dinner and a board game happening tonight? I do not think that's a good question. I do not think dinner and a board game is happening tonight because I'm trying to change up some things. What I think is actually going to happen is that one of the I started creating a dinner and a board game channel. Actually, it already existed, but I was trying to re-upload some stuff. So I'm in a transitional phase right here. Dinner and board game still going to be coming out over here, but I'm also putting up a dedicated dinner and a board game channel. And so I think what happens, one of the, like my first dinner and a board game solo play, I think is going to premiere on the dinner and a board game channel tonight. So if you missed it, which I know you didn't, Britt, but if somebody missed it, that one should be premiere. That will premiere over there. Because I've got some other things I've got to do tonight. I'm just reading about the different types of spirits you guys are talking about. So then we also have the game board down here. And tokens. Let's see. Okay, so this is it was tiles. I didn't remember that. But this is not tiles. This is the game board, and it's actually a fold-out board. Oh man, and it's massive. So it's not tiles. It actually folds. Here. Here's the look. Whoa, the look of our game board. You can see some of its art style here. For what's on the board, it's again, incredibly thematic. And also very large. But I guess it has to be in order to accommodate these spirit god, evil spirit, gigantic miniatures. And then, so we've got, here tells us, here's our, we got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But yet I only see miniatures in 4 colors. Did I miss some? Well, I bet. Oh, maybe I misunderstood. So green is the other color I'm looking for? So I thought one of these guys I thought were the monsters, but they're not. They're in gray. The monsters are are demon spirits or whatever they are, as people are talking about, are in gray. So here I do have green. So I do have 5 different factions. I got green, I got blue, I got red, I got purple, and I got yellow. So that must be one of the factions. That makes sense. We got the multiple figures for the different types of people. That makes sense. So we do have 5. We got 5 factions that come in this game, and that makes sense. That's the green right there. So our clans are Bonsai Clan, Humility, Earth, and Root. That's the yellow guys. Starting Honor, Home Province, Sacred Bounty. Everything you buy with a coin costs no more than 1 coin before any discount. Seasonal Income, End of Game Bonus, number of different War Province tokens. Special abilities down here. Blue is the Dragonfly Clan, Wings, Wind, and Spirit. So those had the Tengu. Green is the turtle clan. Hard is the mind, delicate as steel. And then Lotus clan, patience is key. Oh, home province. So it's telling you, okay, so that's all the different provinces. Home provinces colored. Oh, red. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So red is the Koi clan, flow like water. Eddies in the stream. Let's see. I do remember building fortresses. So I think that's what this is. These coins are, these tokens are some kind of fortresses that you are building. I'm not going to punch all these out. Political mandates. Okay. Betray war advantages, war advantages. Seppuku, take hostage, hire Ronin, imperial poets. Train, harvest, recruit, marshal. I don't remember. Game of life, hard mode. Steel Mongo says, well, I'm learning some stuff today, and I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. The last Phoenix says, the word spirit in Western view usually implies intangibility. Some yokai like Kitsune or Neko Mata are quite physical. I probably mispronounced all of that. Makes me want to whip out Axis and Allies. Okay, so this is just how long we've been going. Okay, so we got a little bit of time to take a look at this. I'm going to move. Okay, let me move this. So the box is now out of here. I'll move this down here. So we can kind of see what the rules are like. So you can see how this plays, at least a little bit. So we've got, okay, clan screen. Some of those tiles were 7 shrine tiles, 10 political mandate tiles, 21 core season cards, 7 per season, 5 political or war tiles, 24 province tokens, 15 teapot set season cards, 15 horseman set season cards, and 15 archway set season cards. Well, it says the introduction right here. The great and forgotten kami have returned from the underworld, displeased with the affairs of the empire's present shogun. At the start of the spring of the great new year, the kami have gathered their sacred clans with one quest: reclaim the lands of Nippon and return them to their honorable spiritual traditions. However, each clan is bound by their own proud traditions to a unique vision of this great return and must wage a powerful diplomatic war across 8 provinces. Alliances must be forged, betrayal is inevitable, honorable standing rises and falls. Political mandates must be navigated and devastating war must be fought, each won by expert skill and cunning negotiations. And only one may stand victorious at the coming winter. You, honorable shogun, lead one of these great clans. Do you have the strength of honor, spirit, and virtue, as well as the mastery of steel necessary to deliver on this ancient promise? Oh, objective. Okay, so here's the objective. Rising Sun is a board game for 3 to 5 players set in legendary feudal Japan. Players can compete to lead their clans to victory by accumulating victory points over the course of the seasons. Players will forge and break alliances, choose political actions, worship the gods, customize their clans, and position their figures around Japan. Victory points can be gained in several ways, from winning battles to harvesting the right provinces to playing the virtues accumulated by your clan. By the time winter arrives, the player with the most points will rule the land of the rising sun. That could have been it, but we found it. The ninjas are visible in here. Oh, Nathaniel says, by the way, thank you for the half off. Just ordered a War of Kings from the site. Thank you. I hope you enjoy. Okay, let's take that down. Game components. Okay, so each one of these has 6 Bushi, 3 Shinto, and 1 Daimyo. That's what the characters are for each one of the player character clans. And it does call them it calls them monsters here. 8 monster figures. On the game board, of course, we have an honor track. Honor track. These slots are used to mark the relative honor between the clans. A clan with a marker above another has more honor than that clan. Shipping routes you can use as connect with shipping routes as if those provinces were adjacent. Victory point track. There was a screen that you fold up, so you're doing something behind the screen. I think when you're like waging battle or something, you're doing something behind your screen and that your opponents can't see. Starting honor rank indicates the clan's relative position. Clan ability. Each clan possesses a unique ability that's in effect throughout the game. Each clan starts the game with a daimyo, a bushi, and a stronghold as indicated in the home province. In its indicated home province. Clan figure reminders. Oh, so we got each one of them had Bushi, Daimyo, and Shinto over here. This section reminds players of the particulars of the different clan figures. Seasonal income. Players start each season with only the number of coins indicated on the clan screen. Each clan has 10 figures. 1 Daimyo, 3 Shinto, and 6 Bushi. They are kept in reserve next to your clan screen when not in use and are returned there when they are killed. All figures in the game have 1 force unless otherwise stated on a specific season card when it's acquired. So a Bushi, these are your foot soldiers. They do not possess any special abilities. While each clan has different sculpts for their Bushi, they all work exactly the same. Shinto says these spiritual warriors are able to battle like any Bushi, but they possess a special ability. When recruited, you may choose to send them to worship a kami instead of staying on the map. The daimyo, this is the leader of your forces and your most reliable figure. It cannot be taken hostage by other players and cannot be removed from the map by a betray action. It's also immune to other special effects, such as monsters' ability to automatically kill a figure. Okay, the monsters, it says, these legendary creatures can be added to your clan with a train action. When acquired, each one of the clan's color, add your clan's color base to it. Yeah. The monster is immediately summoned to one of your strongholds and is part of your clan for the rest of the game. If it's killed, it goes to your reserve. There's no limit to the number of monsters a clan may have, even if the clan runs out of color bases for them. Each monster has a special ability described in its season card. Their force is still 1 unless otherwise stated. Hey, that guy in the sky. Welcome. Good to see you. The next HeroQuest game that I'll play will probably be... Actually, we did finish... will probably be next week. I'm trying to transition to do a bunch of other things to change up what we're doing here and maybe try to grow a bit faster. So I'm not going to play HeroQuest tonight. But if you missed, I was just telling people... Actually, let me come up with this link here. Oh, I can get it easy right here. Dinner and a Board Game YouTube channel. It will still be over here. So if you're following here, you'll know. But also, if you just are interested in Dinner and a Board Game, well, Dinner and a Board Game YouTube, there is the link over there. So probably what's going to happen, and I think I can get this done, is to have one of the earlier YouTube Dinner and Board Game for Hero Quest premiere. So if you missed like the playing the Barbarian Quest back, it's probably going to premiere over there. Let's see. So season cards are divided into 3 seasons: spring, summer, and autumn, bringing varied abilities to the clans who acquire them. Core season cards have no special symbol on the back, indicating they must be present in every game. Season card sets show a special symbol on the back to identify them. Each game, players will choose or randomly select one set of season cards to add to the core cards. Oh, I think I remember that, and I remember that from Blood Rage as well. That because it's kind of like with Dominion when you are setting up your the different types of cards that could potentially be in your deck. Each game is different because you can change up what type of cards. So the cards per season can also be changed up for different replayability. Coin cost, coin cost to play some kind of card, the ability and type of card. Honor is palatable. A palatable element in Rising Sun. Having high honor will give you several advantages, while having low honor may grant you the allegiances of the darker elements of the world. But above all, honor settles all disputes. The honor track at the top of the board is used to keep track of each clan's honor in relation to one another. The clan with the marker at the top of the honor track has the highest honor, while the clan at the bottom has the lowest honor. If the clan's marker is above another's, it has higher honor than them. If the clan's marker is below another's, it has lower honor than them. The most crucial aspect of honor is this: whenever there is a tie, the tied player with the highest honor wins. This counts for any ties, whether it's comparing players' force in a province during a harvest or a battle, comparing their force on a shrine during a kami turn, or comparing their coins in a war advantage during a battle. If players are tied, check the honor of the tied players. The one with the highest honor track wins the dispute. If there's ever a conflict in the timing of the execution of ability, the involved players with the higher honor decides whether to go first or last. So changing honor, set up, prepare your clan. It is important that players sit around the table in the right order according to the starting honor rank of the clan they choose. The clan with the lowest numbered starting honor rank will be the first to play. The clan with the next rank after that must sit to their left, and so forth. So as the players will go in clockwise order, it will start from the clan with the lowest numbered starting rank and proceed in ascending order around the table. Note the sitting order and thus play order stays the same throughout the game. Example, in a 5-player game, the sitting order going clockwise must be Koi, Lotus, Turtle, Dragonfly, and then Bonsai. Or Koi. Koi, Lotus, Turtle, Dragonfly, and then Bonsai. We have, of course, the tea ceremony. The phases of each season: first, seasonal setup; 2, tea ceremony; 3, political phase; 4, war phase; and then 5, seasonal cleanup. So I think you only go... Rising Sun is played over the course of 4 rounds, known as seasons. It's not 3, it's 4 rounds. It begins with spring, followed by summer, and then autumn. When winter comes, the game draws to a close. Not much happens in the land as the land falls silent under a layer of snow, and players calculate their bonuses to decide who is the winner. Yeah, so I was thinking when I saw that word, I was like, oh, so it's koi, like koi fish, right? I think it said palpable. I think I said both of those. but it's palpable. Michael says, trailer for the last voyage of the Demeter looks like it could be turned into a cool one-shot Ravenloft style. Yeah, you know, I should... is that just about to come out? Voyage of the Demeter? When I went to see Oppenheimer, there was a trailer. I saw the trailer for Voyage of the Demeter, and I was like, oh, that's the Dracula ship, isn't it? And it is. So we might have to look at the trailer sometime. What is the tea ceremony? Once the seasonal setup is done, each season starts with a tea ceremony in which players sit down and negotiate their alliances for the season. Any alliances from a previous season are unmade, and each player takes their clan's alliance token to propose new alliances. Being an alliance can be a powerful thing, granting you bonuses and some degree of safety. See next page. However, they may sometimes be restrictive or detrimental to your plans. It's very important to choose wisely who you want to ally with, how far you're willing to take this alliance, and what you expect to gain from the alliance, and even if you want to be in an alliance this season at all. Alliances are forged between pairs of players who must be in agreement. When an alliance is forged, the two players join their alliance tokens together, forming a complete circle, and place them in view of all players. We suggest the empty space on the top right of the board. Alliances last for the current season unless they are broken by a betray mandate, and no new alliances can be made until next season. So in this one, the Lotus and Turtle players decided to form an alliance, while the Dragonfly and Koi players formed another. And I think the Koi are the red. Are they fish themed? No, not really. Although I did see like fish scales or something on some of their cards. Depending on the player count, the tea ceremony may end with several alliances formed by pairs of players and maybe one or more players not allied with anybody. When an unallied player will miss the opportunity to get some bonuses, they can still explore the benefit of being a completely independent party. Keep in mind that while alliances may be mutually beneficial, Rising Sun is a competitive game where only one player will emerge as the winner in the end. So alliances and deals are always meant to further your personal cause in the long run. Negotiation tip. The tea ceremony is an excellent opportunity to flex your negotiation skills. Forging the right alliance can be quite powerful. You may want an ally who has little interest in the provinces you covet, or whose ability you want at your side. If the alliance doesn't seem too beneficial for them, offering some coins can always be persuasive. Effect of an alliance. Allied players grant each other powerful bonuses from the political mandates they play during the political phase. Allied players don't fight each other during the war phase if they are the only ones in a province. Victory automatically goes to the one with the highest force there. In a battle involving two allied players and other players, if one of the allied players is victorious, they don't kill figures of their ally. Allied players are still considered opponents for the purposes of season card abilities and other effects. If an allied player plays the betray political mandate, they immediately lose honor and the alliance is broken. In the unlikely event the game ends in a tie between allied players, they share the victory. During the political phase, each player takes turns selecting political mandates in order to prepare their clans and position their forces according to their strategies. As shown on the political track of the board, the political phase of the season always follows this order. 3 mandate turns, commie turn, 2 mandate turns, commie turn, 2 mandate turns, commie turn, and then war phase begins. As shown on the political track of the board, the political phase of each season always follows this order. There's a lot to this game. Kind of reminds me of Total War a bit, Stray says. I think that's what they look like. So there's the lady warrior, the Anabushi. Yeah, that totally looks like what they are themed as. What are these people? With the Turtle Clan is the one with these guys, like with the guys sitting on top of the guy's shoulders and stuff. That's Turtle Clan. See, the purple look like ninja kind of themed. And then, I mean, those look like some classic Japanese style warriors right there on the yellow. So, of course, so even though those play the same, those different types of warriors play the same for everybody. Simon's definitely given us a variety of Japanese warriors. Hello, Extra J. Onai. Thank you. Oh, right here. Thank you, Kronos Kyron. Michael says, this makes me yearn for the simplicity and complexity of Go. Dungeon Master says, I'm getting Legend of the Five Rings vibes. Now, let's see. So we got, at the start of the game, the players whose clan is at the top of the honor track takes the deck of political mandates to play the first mandate turn. At the start of the following seasons, the first player to perform a mandate turn is the one to the left of the player who performed the last mandate turn on the previous season. To easily remember this, make sure to keep the deck of political mandates close to the player who will play it next. During the mandate turn, the player currently in possession of the deck of political mandates draws the top 4 mandate tiles and looks at them in secret. They choose one political mandate and return the other 3 face down to the top of the deck without reshuffling. Then place the chosen political mandate face up on the first available political mandate slot on the board from left to right for all players to see what mandate will be executed next turn. So player draws 4 tiles, selects 1, decides to play Recruit, returning the rest face down to the top of the deck. The chosen political mandate is performed by all players, starting with the player to the left of the player who selected it and proceeding clockwise. The player who selects a mandate will therefore be the last to perform it, except for the train mandate, see page 16. The effect of each political mandate are summarized on the political tile that each player has behind their clan screen. Except for the betray mandate, all mandates have 2 components. One part that all players may perform and 1 bonus part. Except for the betray mandate, all mandates have 2 components. One part that all players may perform, and 1 bonus part that only the current player and their ally, if any, may perform. Let's explore each of the 5 political mandates a player may choose to select. Oh, there's a lot of stuff on this. So Recruit is one of them. We'll just go quickly here. Recruit, it says the Recruit mandate allows players to place more of their figures on the board, bolstering their armies. The player who chooses this mandate gets to decide last where to place their figures, first seeing what their opponents do, because that's an advantage to going last. Marshal, what says summoning Shinto. When a Shinto warrior is summoned, and only at the moment they are summoned, the player may choose to send it to climb the holy mountains to worship one of the kami. If they choose to do so, the Shinto is immediately taken from the province from which it was summoned and placed on any of the 4 shrine tiles on the top of the board. There's no limit to the number of Shinto figures that may occupy each one of the shrines. If a Shinto worshipping at one of the shrines is not considered, a Shinto worshipping at one of the shrines is not considered to be on the map. It cannot be moved to the map or to a different shrine. Martial means the martial mandate allows players to move their figures around the map according to their strategies. It may also allow players to build new strongholds in order to establish their footholds. If you play martial, you get to decide where to move your figures after your opponents. Train. The train mandate allows players to acquire new season cards for their clan, upgrading it with all manner of new abilities, and even adding monsters to the ranks. Important. Unlike other mandates, the player who selects the train mandate performs it first, having first pick of the available cards. So it allows you to acquire new season cards for your clan, upgrading it with all manner of new abilities, and even adding new monsters to the track. Okay. Harvest. The harvest mandate allows players to gain some coins, and maybe reap the benefits offered by the provinces they control. We do have a negotiation tip. Like for negotiation tip with harvest, timing is everything. If you're in a situation where you'll reap a very bountiful harvest, it might be worth it to promise some of the upcoming coin and Ronin rewards to your ally if they will play a harvest right away. The rewards each province offers include victory point. Move your clan marker one slot up the victory point track at the bottom of the board. Coin. Take one coin from the common pile. Or Ronin. Take one Ronin token from the common pile. Betray. Unlike the other mandates, Betray only benefits the current player as they sway their opponent's figures to their cause, causing irreparable rift in an alliance. This is a powerful and dangerous mandate that should not be played lightly. If the player is in an alliance, the alliance is immediately broken and the betraying player loses honor. If the betraying player was not in an alliance, they do not lose honor. When playing Betray, the player chooses up to 2 figures on the map belonging to 2 different players and immediately replaces them with figures of the same type they have in their own reserve. You cannot replace 2 figures belonging to the same player, replace an opponent's figure with one of yours that's already on the board. Replace an opponent's figure with one of yours that's already on the board, or replace an opponent's figure with one from your reserve that's of a different type. Okay. Monsters can only used to be replaced monsters. Daimyo figures can never be affected by betrayal. Neither can Shinto figures on a shrine. Replacing a figure is not considered a summon, so Shinto cannot be sent to worship. Even when betraying, there's an opportunity for forceful negotiation. You have the power of removing almost any figure from the map. How about making some requests in exchange for sparing an opponent's valuable asset? So what is the Kami turn? Let's see. War phase. Let's see what the war phase is. We got a little bit more time. War phase and resolving battles. During the war phase, players battle over several contested provinces. Winning battles grants players extra victory points, especially if they are able to conquer a variety of different provinces. However, cunning players may reap many benefits from battles they lose if they are masters of the art of war. At the start of the war phase, players should flip their political war tiles to their war side. Any war upgrade season cards a player has acquired should also be resolved at this point. Note that at the start of the war phase, effects take place at the start of the war shrine each season, not at the start of each battle. Each season, there will only be war in the provinces marked with a war number token. Each season, there will only be war in the provinces marked with a war number token, as determined by the war province tokens drawn during the seasonal setup. As these tokens are randomized each season, when provinces are at war, and the order in which they are resolved changes each season. Okay. See, I told you it wasn't as simple as just, okay, I'm moving over here so that we'll fight. Michael says, this is why I rarely play some of the bigger board games. I came in late, and this seems like a lot of rules. Yes, that can be the case. During the war phase, players cannot freely give each other coins or Ronin tokens as part of their negotiations. They cannot do that. Starting with the number 1 province and proceeding in ascending order, war is resolved in each province one at a time. If nobody has any force in the province, simply nothing happens and its corresponding war province is simply discarded. If one player has any force tokens in the province, if only one player has any force in the province, they simply take the corresponding war province token and place it face up next to their clan screen. If only 2 allied players have force in the province, no battle takes place. The player with the most force in the province simply takes the corresponding war province token and places it face up next to their clan screen. As always, if there's a tie, the tie goes to the player with the highest honor. If at least 2 players who are not allied have force in the province, a battle takes place to determine the winner. See the next chapter. Resolving a battle. There's one of our crow guys. Battle only takes place in provinces where at least 2 players who are not allied with each other have force. The battle involves all players who have taken force in the province, even if they are allied with one another. When a battle takes place, the players involved will have a chance to use their coins to try to gain certain war advantages. They may not only end up changing the total force each player has in the province and thus shifting the battle outcome, but may also grant other benefits to the players. Before the battle begins, all players must clearly display their coins and Ronin tokens next to their clan screens. A player must truthfully answer how many coins and Ronin tokens they have if asked. The battle begins. The involved players take all their coins behind their clan screen and proceed to allocate them to the different war advantage spots on their war tile. This is done simultaneously and in secret. Players may allocate any number of coins to each spot, including 0, according to which advantages they are trying to win. Any coins the player does not wish to allocate to a war advantage spot are placed behind the screen, but below the war tile. Make sure your opponent can't tell which spots you're placing coins on and whether you're placing any outside the war tile. Once any player declares they are done allocating their coins, they all lift their clan screens simultaneously, revealing their bid. Any coins placed outside the war tile don't count for this battle and are returned to that player's reserve. Players then proceed to compare the number of coins allocated by each player in each of their war advantage slots, starting from the leftmost war advantage, seppuku, and then proceeding to the right. Each war advantage is won by the player who bids the most coins on it. As always, if there's a tied player with the highest honor is considered to have the most coins in that war advantage. If no player bid any coins on a war advantage, it is simply skipped and the next one is resolved. Only the player who wins a war advantage is allowed to execute it. However, the player may choose not to execute a war advantage they won in case they only want to win it in order to deprive the other player of it. War advantages are resolved one by one from left to right. Keep in mind that the resolution of one of the war advantages may affect the outcome of the resolution of the following war advantages. So, seppuku. There is more honor in ritualistic self-sacrifice than a humiliating defeat at the hands of your enemy. So this says you may kill all of your figures, gain victory points, and something else for the advantage. A player who wins seppuku may choose to immediately kill all of their figures in the province. If they do so, they immediately gain 1 victory point for each of the figures killed this way, and also gain honor, for each of their figures killed this way. Note this may change the honor tiebreaker for the following war advantages. If a player decides to perform seppuku, they must kill all of their figures. They cannot choose to leave some in the province. Note that the player is still in the battle, even though they no longer have figures in the province. Inner Light says, unless it's abstracted, battle games generally have the most rules. Well, this one is kind of abstract, but yeah, like so when you're talking about like movement and maneuver in non-abstracted games, that often requires a lot of rules. Okay, take hostage. Take a hostage may be enough to change the course of battle and avoid further bloodshed. The player who wins Take Hostage may choose to capture one figure in the province belonging to another player, even from their ally. The chosen figure is removed from the province and placed next to the clan screen of the player who is taking the hostage. It will only be returned to the owner during the setup of the next season. Note that the figure has not been killed, merely captured. If the player takes a hostage, they steal one victory point from the clan that the captured figure belongs to. Move that clan markers back one slot on the victory point track and move forward one slot on the clan who took the hostage. Note the targeted clan doesn't have any victory points. The player doesn't gain any. Daimyo are immune to being taken hostage and cannot be targeted by this war advantage. Hire Ronin. An army of Ronin mercenaries at your side may be the difference between victory and defeat if you have the coin to secure their loyalty. The player who wins Hire Ronin may choose to add their Ronin tokens to their force in the province. For each Ronin token that they have in reserve, they gain +1 force to determine the outcome of the battle. Keep in mind that these Ronin tokens are not spent when they are used in this way, and all of them will be available to be hired again in the following battle. If a player with no Ronin tokens wins the Hire Ronin, they don't get to add any force to their figures. However, they deprive the other players from adding any Ronin tokens they may have. Battle outcome. The battle must be concluded before any Imperial Poets, the final war advantage, can be resolved. At this point, players compare the total force they currently have in the province. They may have changed considerably from the situation at the start of the battle, since some figures may have committed seppuku, others may have been taken hostage, and a clan may have hired Ronin to bolster their forces. The clan with the most force wins the battle. They take the corresponding war province token and place it face up next to their clan screen. As always, if there's a tie, the player with the highest honor is considered to have won. All figures in the province belonging to the player who lost the battle are immediately killed. However, if one of the losers is allied with the winning player, their figures are not killed. If one of the losers is allied with the winning player, their figures are not killed. Okay. Note, if at the end of the battle no players have any force left in the province, the player with the highest honor wins. Then you go on to Imperial Poets. Whether you win or lose a battle, true victory may be attained by the epic poems composed to honor the fallen warriors. The players who win Imperial Poets gains a number of victory points equal to the number of figures that were killed in the course of the battle. It doesn't matter which player the figures belong to, nor how they were killed, whether by seppuku, by a monster's ability, or at the conclusion of the battle. All killed figures award victory points to the player who wins the Imperial Poets. In order to more easily count them, keep killed figures separate from each player's reserve until the Imperial Poets have been resolved. So it's not rolling to attack and rolling to defend. War reparations. The battle is now over and all losing players discard their coins they allocated on their war tiles to the common pile. The winning players, however, give all coins the winning player, however, gives all coins they allocated on their war tile to the losing players. The coins are distributed equally among the losing players who place them in their reserves to use in the following battle. If the number of used coins can't be distributed equally, the winning player decides which player should get an extra coin. War is then resolved in the next province until all provinces with a war number have been resolved and the war phase comes to an end. Negotiation tip. Even in the chaos of battle, it is possible to negotiate. Even though players can't give each other coins or Ronin during the war phase, you can still make deals to better your chances. For example, allies can gang up on enemies by agreeing to prioritize certain war advantages and make sure they don't compete for the same ones. If their word can be trusted, that is. So that's a basic overview of how to play. See, there's the fish looking for the koi. The fish-looking emblem I saw. The bonsai has the tree, turtle clan, the turtle, lotus, and the dragonfly. Makes sense. So, interesting. Let's see here. try to pack this game back up so that I don't continually add to the chaos that is the office. So there's the Ronin tokens, I guess. Oh, see, train, harvest, recruit. So those are the political mandates. Those would be fun to paint, but I don't see that anywhere near the short list. Let's see. These guys go back in here. These guys, but not the turtle people. The turtle people went on top. Well, that did not sound like it went in right. All right, I'll fix that up in a moment. I don't want to damage it. All right. There should be a cleanup rating on the inside of the box. Well, you know, one of the things, a cleanup rating would be nice. But one of the things that I typically like about CMON games, and I don't actually see that on this one, but like on Zombie Side, they give you a diagram about where each of the different miniatures go and different pieces go. And that's awfully nice when you're trying to clean up to know, all right, what order do you put all these things back in, where they're actually supposed to go? Like which figure is supposed to sit in each one. Because otherwise you'll sit there forever trying to figure out how to get them back in the box. It just did not sound good, but whatever. It goes down there, that goes there. I forget where that went. That was supposed to go someplace. That's not right. Oh, well. All right. Yes. You just tuck everything to a trash bag and label it with a label it with a Post-it note. All right. Well, let's see. Stand by on the Discord server. Like, check the Discord server if stuff is going on. I am going to sit here and work all afternoon on like administrative stuff that I have got to do, and also do a workout. I've got to do a workout. We're entering day 20 or day 21, I think, of the 30-day workout challenge my brother's challenged me to. So if you're doing something like that, be sure to work out. I'll be posting some stuff, probably Discord if stuff's going on, and also to the main to the YouTube community tab. But also, please do check out if you would like to pick up some mugs or board games from ravenkeep.net. Please check out ravenkeep.net. There are only a few of them left. Some of the items left. It'd be a great opportunity to get them, and it will help me out because that way I will be able to not have to have them in the Ravenkeep warehouse anymore. So I would love to get them to you. So now is the perfect time. Oh, look, there's that. I got to make sure those go back in as well. All right, I got to figure out packing over here. So please do check out Ravenkeep. This was fun. This is a pretty cool game. It's themed in a different way than a lot of the games that we see. And it's a very fun theme. And I remember enjoying it. I remember enjoying playing it. But man, it's been a while. Please do like and subscribe. I will catch you later. In the meantime, everybody, be productive, be creative, and grind on. Later.